Can you tell me if there's like a gap between my bangs?
I need to take some Valium or something.
One night I went out with my friend from work and we decided to just go to various bars, I think in Camden, just kind of a spontaneous decision.
We met in this really grotty indie kind of club with like sweat dripping from the walls. But it was totally by chance that I was there that night. And I think it was totally by chance that Esztella was there because it wasn't our usual hangout.
I saw this group of gentlemen dancing near me and my friend.
I guess we just caught each other's eye.
One of them was, I guess, particularly handsome. It wasn't Matt. Just kidding. It was Matt, I think.
She easily could have caught one of my friend's eyes. I don't know why it was me.
I actually don't recall the first words we exchanged. I think he asked me how old I was. It's always good to check.
I think we went outside so we could actually hear each other, and at that point I may have asked her how old she was. Is that a rude question to ask a girl you first meet? Maybe it is. I don't know.
I think overall when I got home and had been reflecting on our meeting, I thought he was a cute guy about whom I did not know too much. But what I did know, I think he seemed just like a fun, laid-back person.
There was something different about Esztella, and we seemed to hit it off from the beginning.
And I hoped I would hear from him again, and I did pretty soon.
I think just to be on the safe side, I texted her a few times when I got home.
It was pretty easy going about it though. I wasn't like, oh my God, I hope he gets in touch. Our first date was a little bit, I wouldn't say disastrous, but colourful in a possibly not very positive way because Matt forgot his cash.
For some unknown reason, the bar we were in did not accept credit cards. I said, oh no, I only have a credit card.
So I had to pay, which is fine. Equal opportunities.
Yeah. That wasn't the most auspicious of beginnings to our relationship.
We just ordered pizzas that I then paid for by cash, and he was telling me about his obsession with Harry Potter, which was interesting. I visited Canada when I was 19. My uncle has lived here for quite some time and really liked it here. My mum liked it too, so when she moved out, I decided to follow her a few years later.
The first night we met, one of the things she said was that she was planning on moving to Canada, and I think I said, yeah, that sounds fun, I'll come with you.
I said, of course, yeah, sure. As a joke, clearly never thinking that we would be in Canada together, let alone getting married.
I was completely sure that she was the one, so in the end it didn't really feel too much of a risk. It was an adventure and we were doing it together. I guess I just went along with what she said she wanted to do.
Matt and I over the years have developed a set of musical type songs that we've made up together.
We kind of sing opera songs.
Occasionally we just burst into song together.
Yeah, that's kind of weird about our lives.
Also, these songs sometimes are related to a certain period of our lives. One pertains to when we were living in Highgate.
Called We're in Highgate Now. My voice is going to sound really bad though. I kind of save it just for when I'm with Esztella.
It goes
I need a beer. We're in Highgate now, Highgate now, north to south on the Northern Line. That was terrible.
Because the Northern Line is the line on which we would get home.
Actually, no, I think it was south to north on the Northern Line. That would make more sense, actually, because Highgate is in the north of London, for those people who don't know. There's this game called
Leg Trapper Supreme. It's hard to describe. Matt and I are positioned at either end of a sofa. We put our feet together and then we have to push each other.
The thing that makes it quite enjoyable is that I provide faux sports commentary.
But the thing is, Matt's got runner's legs, so he's got an advantage.
I usually win.
I usually won.
I did used to let her win in the early days, but then it got quite competitive. God, how long do we have?
Jesus, I don't think the memory card is big enough.
I don't know, she's very, very untidy. I have to put a lot of pressure on her to do chores around the house.
He still has this habit of squirting the washing up liquid directly onto the dishes, immediately washing the dish soap off the place he squirted it on, and then scrubbing before placing it to dry, essentially not cleaning the plate at all.
She's also the slowest eater I have ever met. I don't know whether it's a bad habit, but she's totally obsessed by cats.
Sometimes he doesn't listen when I'm talking. But he has this amazing knack for repeating what I said, even though he's not listening. Like, for example, I could be talking to him about what he wants to do on the weekend because I have certain plans or something. And then if I suspect he's not listening, I would maybe throw in something about pizza or something. And then I'd be like, oh, what did I say? And then if he says, oh, pizza, then I know he's using his echoic memory and not really listening to me. But if he knows that I was talking about the weekend, he's passed the test. He actually passes it quite well. But I still don't think he's listening. I'll be in grad school and making poor Matt's life a misery.
I think she will definitely still be at school in 5 years. So I'm just gonna kind of hang around until she's done.
I'd like to think we'd be living in a nice house, possibly with some kids. I sometimes think about what kind of dad Matt would be like. And I think because he's amazing with kids, he'll make a great dad. However, I do sometimes wonder whether his absent-mindedness would result in one of the kids accidentally ending up in the oven. But I think there's books that help with parenting.
I guess I knew that the time was right to pop the question when Esztella started emailing me links to engagement rings.
I was quite blatant in my suggestions for rings.
I just hid it in my sock drawer for a few weeks because I was so nervous to actually ask her.
You know, you get quite excited when you believe that there may be a ring in the house. I thought I would only look in one place. I'm not going to spend too much effort looking for it. I don't want to spoil the surprise. But unfortunately, Matt's hiding skills leave a lot to be desired. And the very first place I looked in, and I mean the very first place I looked in, there it was, poorly concealed.
She's very sneaky, you see.
I then proceeded to revisit the location several times.
I guess it would have been a bit of a shock if I hadn't proposed.
The night Matt proposed, I suggested going for a romantic walk that I knew would lend itself well to a proposal.
It was just on the lakeshore in Toronto.
I didn't let on that I knew why he was nervous.
I managed to sneak the ring out and I just got down on one knee. I said, Esztella, will you marry me?
And I pretended to be surprised.
She acted surprised.
And I pretended to be also surprised by the ring.
It seemed like an eternity before she actually said yes.
And then we saw there was a cat.
And then she got distracted by some feral cat
that was wandering around the harbourfront, which is kind of next to a busy street. So we were worried about the cat and spent the next half hour trying to capture the cat before giving up and remembering that we'd just gotten engaged.
So I think it took a while to sink in. That was my memory of the proposal, and obviously I was delighted that she said yes. Esztella, you look beautiful today. I assume she looks beautiful, but I haven't seen her yet.
But at this point, you would have seen her.
Okay, Esztella, you definitely look beautiful today.
Well, he was very nervous about doing this video, and I guess this will be the first time he'll see it, and I have no idea what his reaction is, but I think just to embarrass him even more, we should all just look at him right now.
Thank you for coming. And England are playing Italy today, so fingers crossed they win.